Hi, welcome to another ETS15 one-to-one interview. I'm Christine with Zpryme, and we're excited to have Matt with Ohmconnect here with us today. Thanks for joining us, Matt.
Thanks for having us.
Now, we've had a lot of new companies, a lot of new technologies here at the event, and I hear that Ohmconnect is about 18 months old. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the company?
Yeah, absolutely. We're a residential demand response provider. What that means is we tell users when to reduce their electricity, and we pay them for reducing.
Okay.
So we've been around for about 18 months. We have thousands of users engaged in our platform that are reducing daily.
Okay. And is it utility specific? I mean, what are some of the requirements to be able to use your technology?
Absolutely. So there's one major requirement. That means we need to have smart meters.
Okay.
And the reason we need to have smart meters is because we need to say, are you actually reducing or are you not? And if we have smart meters, we can say on an hourly level or sometimes on a 15-minute level how much users are reducing compared to their baseline.
Okay. Now, how about, I know you were on the consumer engagement panel. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the discussion there?
Yeah, absolutely. There's probably three different themes. One of them being community, how we need to get users engaged from a communal perspective. And you can think of it as, from a consumer perspective, if you tell a user to reduce because they're saving the environment or you're making the grid smarter, it's a very abstract, ephemeral concept. But if you say, hey, if you reduce your electricity, we could potentially turn that power plant off that's 8 miles down the road, you know, the one that you pass by on the right-hand side every day to work. And not only if you're reducing, we have 10,000 other people reducing at the same time, we can actually do it right now. And so we've seen that as kind of that communal, collaborative cause. A couple other themes that we kind of came across is one's that if you have an actionable, measurable demand or action to take. So if you say, hey, reduce your electricity at 1 to 2 p.m., you might forget about it, right?
Yeah.
But if you say reduce it right now, I might get up, turn off some lights, turn off an AC. It takes me 5 seconds and it takes up 0 mental bandwidth. So those are a couple of the themes. I think the last theme that kind of came up was something that Matthew Plant brought up out of EcoFactor, which is really to have a call for the utilities to get out of the way from a marketing perspective and really let the retail energy providers take over that role.
Well, what about for states that don't have retail electric providers?
So that's a great question. and so another aspect that came up and is coming up quite a bit in this conference is where does the regulation fit in? Where does the regulatory procedures allow utilities to do what they're doing really well, which is creating stability and reliability of the grid, and allowing other third parties, maybe retail energy providers, maybe companies like Ohmconnect, can engage users in a very different way. I think a lot of our success at Ohmconnect is we've pulled our CMO, Chief Marketing Officer, my co-founder, is outside of the energy industry entirely. So he knows how to get users engaged in a way that I felt that the energy industry hasn't really taken advantage of. A good story is when we were first building the product, the first prototype, I was asking, okay, we need a stacked bar chart of all of your energy usage disaggregated. And Kurt's like, absolutely not. Like this, no one looks at bar charts. And he created a nice little graphic that scrolls over time, that's very visual and engaging in a different way that our traditional stacked bar charts just don't really connect with the users.
So what about also, I've had some conversations with people where they talked about the role of automation. So, I mean, customers aren't always able to get to their phone or get to a different device. How do you see automation playing into customers and their engagement with energy?
It really is the future. And what we're seeing is people who reduce their electricity 1 or 2 times, by the 4th or 5th time of manual behavioral change, they start thinking, how do I automate it? And all of a sudden, the Nest thermostat that was $250, or the Ecobee thermostat, or Honeywell thermostat, they're also $250. The barrier to buy that is a lot lower because you can earn money through Ohmconnect or other platforms like Ohmconnect to reduce their electricity. And the Nest thermostat does it automatically, the Ecobee does it automatically on our platform.
Absolutely. Well, great. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today, Matt.
Thank you.